President Joe Biden is in Poland this morning, fresh off his surprise visit to Ukraine. And that visit took months to coordinate as we approach 1 year since the Russian invasion.
CBS 4's Jared Hill is live with what we can expect today. Jared.
Yeah, guys, so this is going to be another instance where President Biden is trying to drum up support for this ongoing war in Ukraine, as the White House really is acknowledging that there's no firm end goal in sight. This morning, President Biden is in Poland's capital city of Warsaw on a mission to firm up support for Ukraine after his surprise trip into the war-ravaged nation. The ongoing threat more than evident as air raid sirens greeted President Biden as he walked through the capital city. We're here to stay. It's a trip the White House says was in the works for months.
As for why now, what better time than to go ahead of the one-year anniversary of the war and make a very symbolic demonstration to President Zelensky, the Ukrainian people, and the world of the steadfast support of the United States for Ukraine.
A tight-knit group of intelligence and security advisors put President Biden on a smaller plane, codenamed Special Air Mission 60, instead of the typical Air Force One. It took off from outside of Washington, D.C. early Sunday morning, refueled in Germany, then turned off its transponder before landing in Poland near the border with Ukraine. The president and just a few aides then boarded a heavily guarded train with U.S. planes watching from Polish airspace, leading President Biden to President Zelensky in Kyiv. Russia's President Vladimir Putin was notified in advance.
He thought he could outlast us. I don't think he's thinking that right now.
President Biden brought gifts, nearly $500 million additional dollars in military assistance. Now he hopes to use that momentum to push European leaders to continue their support. Now, meanwhile, this morning, Russian President Putin railed against the U.S. and the West during a speech in Moscow, claiming that it's the West that started the war in Ukraine and that Russian forces are using force to end it. Back to you.
Terry, thank you for that live report.